Hey guys, so the last thing we're going to talk about with factoring is factoring by grouping. Now this needs to be the last thing you do, okay? So you need to first see if you can factor out a GCF. Then you need to see if it's in the form of ax squared or x squared, okay? But if it's still not, if you can't do those things, then you're going to factor by grouping, okay? So this is kind of like that last step you're going to do. So you're going to first always look for a GCF or lowest value variable, always. Before you do anything, that's the first thing you're going to do. Okay? If you can't do that, and if it's not in the form of ax squared or x squared, then you're going to split it into two groups. And then factor accordingly. So pretty much what we did earlier this week. Well, what we've been doing. Okay? So let's look at an example. 15x cubed plus 40x squared plus 30x plus 8. Okay? Is there a GCF in here? No. Okay, is it in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c? No. Okay, this is a cube. We did not know how to factor cubes. Okay, so if you cannot factor GCF, and if it's not in the form that we've been working with, okay, if it has any other exponent, then you're going to do factor by grouping. So you're going to split it down the middle. Okay. I'm going to split it, and then I'm going to factor each part. So I'm going to first factor here. What can I factor out of that they have in common? A 5. And then they have at least have an x squared. 15 divided by 5 is 3. X cubed divided by x squared is going to give me x. 40 divided by 5 is going to give me positive 8. X squared divided by x squared is just going to give me 1. So I'm done here. Okay. Then over here, okay, I cannot factor out anything. Okay. 3 doesn't go into 8. 8 doesn't go into 3. So when that happens, the only thing I can factor out is a positive 1. Okay, so I'm left with 3x plus 8. Okay, which works out. So again, the way you will know if you have it correctly, if it's what's inside the parentheses is the exact same. If you get this to be something different than that, then you probably need to go back and check your math. Okay, I'm going to put these two together. And then what's inside the parentheses. Okay, and this is my answer. So I actually like factoring by grouping. It is fun to me. Okay, let's look at this next one. Okay, again, can I factor out a GCF? No. Is it in this form? No, because this is x to the cube. Okay? So the only thing left for me to do is to factor it by grouping. Okay? So I'm going to split it down the middle. And I'm going to factor out the GCF of each side. Okay? So let's look at this side first. I can factor out a 2. Okay, and I can also factor out an x squared because they both have at least have an x squared. 14 divided by 2 is 7. X cubed divided by x to the second is x. 8 divided by 2 is 4. X squared divided by x squared is just 1. So I'm left with that. Now let's go to this other side. Okay, do they have anything in common? No, the only thing I can factor is a 1. Okay, so I'm going to have 7x plus 4. Because 1 times 7x is 7x, 1 times 4 is 4. Which works out pretty. Is what's in the parentheses the same? Yes, so we know we've done it correctly. So put these two together. And put what's in the parentheses together. Okay, and then I am done. Okay. So now I want you to try this one. (11x cubed minus 9x squared plus 11x minus 9. So pause the video, do this, and then come back for the solution. Okay, welcome back. Okay, do I have a GCF? No. Is it in the form? No. The only thing left for me to do is do it by grouping. Split down the middle. Okay, here I can't factor out a number, but they both have at least have an x squared. Okay, so I'm going to have 11x minus 9. And over here, again, I don't have anything, but I can do a 1. 11x minus 9. Is what's in the parentheses the same? Yes. So now combine these two. And then put what's in the parentheses. Okay, and that is my answer. Okay. Let's look at this one. Okay, do I have a GCF? I do. Okay, my GCF is 4. So I'm going to factor out my GCF first. Okay. And when I do all of that, I'm going to have the following. And again, all I'm doing is dividing it by 4. So 8 divided by 4 is 2. 32 divided by 4 is 8. So on and so forth. So now, is this in the form where we can factor like we normally could? No. So the only thing left for us to do further is we have to split it down the middle and factor accordingly. Again, this 4 is going to be on the outside. We're going to deal with that later, but let's just look what's in the inside. So I can both factor out a 2x to the second. So I'm left with x minus 4. Over here, I can factor out a 7, so it's x minus 4. Okay, this 4 would be on the outside. Put these two on the inside together. And then don't forget the x minus 4. And this is my answer. Okay? So this is an example of first factoring out the GCF and then seeing if we can factor it. Because this is not a 2 and it's not in the form we know how to factor, we're going to have to do factor by grouping. Okay? I want you to try this last one, and this is the last one for today. Okay, so you try this one. Pause the video once I have it written out and see what you get. Okay, so do that one for me. Okay, welcome back. Okay, so this one, my GCF, I don't necessarily have a number, but I do have a variable. They all have at least an x. So I'm going to factor out an x. So now, is this in the form where I can factor? No, so I'm going to have to factor by grouping of what's inside the parentheses. Okay, so here I can factor out an x squared. So I have 3x minus 2. Over here I can factor out a 6. Okay. So I'll have 3x minus 2. Okay, these are the same, so we know we did it correctly. Combine these two. Make sure you put your x on the outside. Okay, and that is my answer. Okay, that's how you do it. I hope y'all have a good day.